There is a moment many dog owners remember long after it happens. You walk into the kitchen expecting to hear the familiar sound of paws on the floor, but the house is quiet. The food bowl is still full. Your dog doesn't come running when you call his name. Eventually, you find him somewhere unusual, under the bed, behind the couch, or in a quiet corner of maybe he avoids your eyes. And in that moment, a thought quietly appears in your mind. Does he know something I don't? Is he scared? Or worse, does he know his time is coming? For years, people have wondered what dogs feel in their final days. The truth is both simpler and more profound than we imagine. The most important thing dogs experience at the end. Before we talk about illness or death, there is something important to understand. Studies using brain imaging have revealed something remarkable about dogs. When dogs smell their owner's scent, a part of their brain associated with reward and safety becomes highly active, more active than when they see food, more active than when they interact with other dogs. To a dog, their human isn't just a companion. You are the place where safety lives. You are the feeling of home. This means that during their final moments of consciousness, what they are most likely experiencing is not fear. It is the comfort of your presence, your voice, your touch, your scent. And for them, that is enough. Why dogs sometimes pull away. One of the most confusing things owners notice is that sick dogs sometimes withdraw. They hide. They sleep more. They stop interacting the way they used to. At first glance, this can look like sadness or even rejection. But in reality, it may be something very different. Many animals experience something scientists call sickness behavior. When the body becomes ill, it automatically reduces activity. Energy is conserved. The immune system gets priority. In other words, the animal is focusing every resource on survival. It is not giving up. It is fighting, an ancient instinct from their ancestors. There may also be a deeper instinct behind this behavior. Long before dogs lived in our homes, their ancestors lived in packs. In the wild, a sick or injured animal could attract predators. It could also slow the entire group down. So sometimes, weak animals would move away from the pack, not out of loneliness, but out of protection. In a strange way, when a dog withdraws during illness, it may simply be following an ancient instinct to avoid putting the group at risk. How dogs sense that something is wrong. Dogs experience the world through smell far more than sight. Their noses contain around 300 million scent receptors, giving them an extraordinary ability to detect chemical changes. Research has shown that dogs can identify certain cancers in human breath or saliva with impressive accuracy. If they can detect disease in others, it raises an interesting possibility. Dogs may also be able to detect subtle changes happening inside their own bodies. They may not understand what those changes mean, but they can sense that something is different. Something isn't right. When dogs suddenly seem better, many owners describe a strange experience near the end of a dog's life. After days of weakness, the dog suddenly seems he eats, he walks around the house. Maybe he even wags his tail. It can feel like a miracle. But sometimes, only hours later, the dog passes away. This phenomenon is sometimes called the last rally. Scientists studying the brain have observed that during extreme stress or oxygen loss, the brain can briefly produce intense bursts of organized activity. It is possible that this surge temporarily restores energy and awareness, almost like a final spark before the flame fades. The question of euthanasia. For many owners, one of the most difficult decisions involves euthanasia. It can feel overwhelming. Some people worry that their dog might experience fear or pain during the process. But veterinary research suggests something reassuring. The medications used cause the brain to lose consciousness very quickly. Within moments, the animal enters a deep sleep. Any movements that occur afterward are simply reflexes, not signs of suffering. For the dog, the experience is quiet and peaceful. The grief that follows. When a dog dies, the emotional impact can be surprisingly intense. Many people feel as though they have lost a family member, And scientifically speaking, that reaction makes sense. Studies have shown that the same emotional networks in the human brain activate when people see pictures of their dogs as when they see pictures of their children. The brain does not categorize love by species. It responds to connection. And the bond between humans and dogs is one of the most powerful connections we can experience. What dogs carry with them. Dogs do not spend their last days worrying about the future. They are not counting the hours they have left. Instead, their world is made of memories, smells, and familiar voices. And in that world, you occupy a very special place. You are the person who fed them, walked with them, spoke their name, sat beside them on quiet mornings. From a scientific perspective, every moment you shared built something inside their brain, a record of safety, reward, and belonging. So when their final moment comes, what remains is not fear. What remains is you.